Today I'm going to show you my Ryobi saw setup. It's a Ryobi, it's just a little Ryobi cut saw, or chop saw they call it, radial arm saw I guess. Anyway, it does a whole bunch of different things. It articulates this way, it can bevel, and it can articulate to 45, basically different degrees. It's got a maximum of 47 on either direction. And haven't used that very much as far as what I've been doing, but anyway, today I just want to show you basically how I set this up. Okay, first thing is I have a 240 volt power outlet coming out here. It's split into two 120 connectors so I can run two tools at the same time. That extension cord goes over to the power tool for the saw, or the power cord for the saw, and that's connected. Okay. My saw is clamped via the back feet of the saw to the Workmate 200. It's a very old Workmate, but it's been very handy for me along the time that I've had it. And you can see that we got two clamps here, one on either side. And I'll show you that again so that you can see them. There it is. Alright, this is a, 10-inch saw? I believe it's 10 inches. Yeah, it says 10 inches. Right there. Don't put your finger in there while the saw's running. That's a good plan. Okay, so anyway, it's all plugged in, ready to go. Got a couple of boards to cut for the project today, and that's pretty much it for setting it up. There's a little button right here. This pulls out. You push the saw down. I'm using my other hand for that, and then pull that out, and then the saw raises up, and then the safety guard comes in and protects that nasty blade, which could cut your fingers off if you're not careful, so don't cut your fingers off. Anyway, as it comes down, you'll see that the safety guard goes out of the way to cut the wood. Alright? Now, make sure when you're doing this that you use your safety goggles and earphones, because it's pretty loud. I will demonstrate how loud it is. There you go. It also has what they call a saw brake, which just means that it slows down a lot faster than the old ones. So, that's what we're doing. We're going to cut some wood. Anyway, there you go. Make sure your saw is secure on top of the table. Make sure you use your safety equipment. Make sure you don't plug anything in until you're ready to go. We are, in fact, very close to being ready to go, so we're good. And have a great Father's Day today. After the review of the saw, where you can see we're going to cut this board at 13 inches. Now, the really nice thing about this saw, this Ryobi saw, is that it has a laser sight. You can't see that very well, but if you look at the tape, you can see the little laser line. I'll go ahead and put my hand here so you can see it a little bit better. You can't really see it very good. Yeah, there you go. You can see it on my fingers there. And you can see it there with the shade. You can see that. Okay? Now, what that means is we don't have to mark the pencil line all the way across. All we have to do is put a little notch where we want the measurement. It saves a lot of time and a lot of errors when you're doing this. I have to say, I really love my saw. So, this board, since the saw blade, if you look at the laser on my finger there, which we're not cutting, the waste side of the cut is over here. So since I want to keep this piece of the board, I have to turn it around so that the waste is going to be into this. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so the board gets turned around. Let me find our little mark, which is right here. We can verify that that's actually lazed up perfect. There you go. You can barely see that, but you'll just have to trust me. It's lazed up perfect. Okay. Anyway, so now use the clamp that in place so that it's not a problem. And then we're going to cut this as soon as I get my safety equipment on. Equipment's on, and we are now ready for the cut. And if you look, you can see that the blade looks like it's going to be right there on the mark. Okay, so we're going to make the cut, you're going to watch, and one of the things I really love about this saw is that it's so easy. Now, you'll notice two things when I did that. One is I went nice and slow and easy, and the other is I didn't lift it up until after the blade stopped. Those two things are pretty important. You don't want to risk any kickbacks. So, there you go. Nice little cut table saw, or chop saw, whatever you want to call them. And the bag on the back is just about totally useless, so don't even worry about that. But I can't say enough good things about my little saw, and there you go. So that's a demonstration. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day.